Supernatural encounters on dark highways. Most people write them off as urban legends, but tonight's story from Nepal will make you question everything you believe about what lurks in the shadows of lonely roads.
The way this account unfolds really got under my skin. It starts with something as mundane as a blocked road and descends into pure nightmare territory.
What fascinates me most is how our witness, a veteran truck driver with 30 years of experience, remembers every detail of this encounter from 2 decades ago with such clarity. He was hauling furniture and glassware that night, which meant extra caution on those remote mountain roads.
That's an interesting detail about his cargo being responsible for fragile items probably made him more alert than usual, even though he'd been on the road for over a week straight.
The setting itself is crucial to understanding what happened next. His truck's headlights were barely functioning, casting only a weak beam into the absolute darkness. No buildings, no settlements, just endless empty fields stretching into blackness.
And he couldn't even stop to rest because of highway robbers in the area. That kind of isolation really sets the stage for what happens next.
When he spots something blocking the entire road ahead, his first thought is that it's an animal. But as he gets closer, he realizes it's another truck, completely abandoned. Doors wide open, keys still in the ignition.
What really strikes me is the complete silence. No response to his calls, no reaction to his approaching headlights. It's as if the truck had been placed there deliberately.
That's when things take a truly supernatural turn. He climbs into the mysterious truck to move it, only to find a woman in red clothing, face covered, silently sitting in the driver's seat.
And the way she somehow appears in his own truck moments later, that's exactly when this stops being just another ghost story and becomes something far more terrifying.
Well, it gets even more bizarre as he backs away in terror. He collides with another figure, this one impossibly tall with horrifically burned hands and feet. The detail about the burned extremities is something you couldn't make up.
So what really happened on that road? Because when other drivers finally showed up, they revealed something truly disturbing.
Right, they explained that 2 women had been sexually assaulted and murdered in that area just months before. And when they investigated the blocking truck together, they found, well, let's just say the scene inside was beyond horrific.
The methodical way he tried to rationalize everything at first really adds credibility to his account. He wasn't looking for supernatural explanations.
You know what's particularly fascinating? This was just the first of many supernatural encounters he would have during his career. It's as if this experience opened his eyes to a hidden world that exists alongside our own.
The isolation of truck driving, especially at night on remote roads, does seem to create perfect conditions for these kinds of encounters.
And here's something to consider. Studies show that approximately 20% of long-haul drivers report experiencing unexplainable phenomena on the road. Most never report these incidents officially.
That's a surprisingly high percentage. Makes you wonder how many other stories are out there, untold because drivers fear being ridiculed or dismissed.
The psychological impact is significant too. Research indicates that drivers who experience supernatural encounters often change their routes or switch to daylight hours exclusively.
Well, after hearing this story, I can certainly understand why someone would think twice about driving those remote roads at night.
Looking ahead, I think these kinds of encounters raise fascinating questions about the nature of reality itself. Are these manifestations of collective trauma, tears in the fabric of space-time, or something we don't yet have the vocabulary to describe?
Those are exactly the kind of questions that keep me up at night, and probably a few of our listeners too.
Until next time, remember to keep your eyes on the road and maybe think twice before investigating any mysterious vehicles blocking your path in the dead of night.